Time's up. Let's do this.
Hello, very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Babael here, finally back to some HoN action. Joining me tonight is Xenoviper, previously known as Ice Baby, dropping the ice and the baby. Now he is one toxic guy. How you doing, man? Dude, I think you're muted, by the way.
Seriously,
Yeah.
just say that you just dropped that ice and baby, dude. I just left my identity, so people don't get confused. But yes,
Alright.
according to what Babael said, I am the previous ice and baby, but now I am officially Xenoviper. Now on stream, back to cast some good old HoN action. MSHL right here, previously known as HoN Tour. We are going to be looking at games. Is it Gsea versus Invasion Esports today?
Yep, that's right. Gsea gonna be on the Legion side, and Invasion will be taking up the Hellbourne spot.
Okay, so for you guys who might be questioning a little bit something on why GM Gory is actually sitting in the game, there is this little bug that one of the players is actually experiencing. So we are actually going to go into the draft first, and then we will remake into an all-pick mode so that the player can actually join back into this game. But nonetheless, we just want to get this game going. It has been delayed for I don't know, half an hour, but we just want to get games for you. Don't you agree?
Yeah, definitely, man. Good games on the road here. GC, don't really know any of the players there, but pretty sure that you guys would know who is in Invasion. It's a little bit of a nice shake up there. We got Kiddo joining the team there with Empty Chin, who used to be from Brick. Same goes for Gsea as well. And Zephyr there, also from the old Orange squad. So now Invasion seems like they are like the ace team that is just looking to dominate the scene here in SG and MY. So I think that they are quite a force to be trifle with, and they definitely have got a lot of potential going into this game. But still, it is really as to how much they practice, as a team. Because even if you put good players together, if they don't practice, yeah, it's just not gonna work out. So pretty standard ban so far. We got Ophelia, Pebbles, Parasite, and Bubbles being banned. Bubbles direct ban against Kiddo as usual. Parasite as well as Ophelia is kinda a little bit of a ban for Empty Chin, who I think plays a very good jungle. If it's not Shin, it would be Zai, by the way. So both of them, and Pebbles as well. So they are specifically targeting against Kiddo as well as Zai.
Yep, exactly, man. The fact that Empty Chin even bans out the I would call it the Pebbles. It's Pebbles and Bubbles, so yeah, I had to say it's the Pebbles ban. So we definitely we are not going to look at burst. We're not going to look at the insane escape mechanisms and initiation coming from Bubble. So that's really good for them. Ophelia, Parasite, I think they're just really afraid of Pendak because, yeah, knowing Pendak, he plays a really insane jungle. But they do get their hands on Tempest, so he has that to work with. For GC side, they are a little bit at a disadvantage because they could be an underdog team going up against, some real old HoN veterans up there. So they gotta really play the safe if they want to get through this round robins table. Do note, after all, this is a best of 2. So they'll just probably pick as much as get as much momentum as they can against this really strong team.
Yeah. So some good jokes are happening. Anyway, so we have Master of Arms as well as Kronos, and now Magma is joining up Team Legion side. Now Kronos is just just there for utility purposes as well as a little bit of a safe second hidden card going into the late game where Kronos can effectively try and pick up farm, but it is going to be very, very difficult because I would believe that unless they are looking to lane Magmas in the offlane, Kronos is going to have to go there, and effectively I don't see them picking the carry just yet, so we'll have to see what kind of draft this is going to be like. Meanwhile, Sir Bennington, fantastic hero. Just with the extra range coming from the lands there, it's really, really crazy, and I think Sir Bennington does very well in the mid lane or even in the off lane. It's really up to the draft here. Rhapsody, great support. Tempest as well. I kind of like the draft coming from Invasion a little bit better because of the synergy that they have. A lot of AoE, a lot of teamfight potential. Rhapsody with the protective melody, Tempest with the big elemental void. So Xenoviper, what do you think they should ban here?
Okay, so looking at Legion's lineup right now, they are actually lacking in terms of what you nicely said, a carry. Because I'm doubting that Kronos is actually going for the carry route. He's probably going to be used as a suicide hero. It's become a thing for Kronos to be a really good offlane hero, so that's that to work with. And whereas for the Hellbourne team, they are actually lacking in terms of a mid hero as well as a carry. So both teams are, they have carries to ban out work with, but instead of that, they are actually going to, ban out the Kraken, the Hack, and the Torturer. So the Hack ban Wretched Hack, definitely a good ban because it's so versatile, it's so flexible. You can lane your hack in the middle lane, you can lane it in the off lane, or even as a safe lane carry, for all that matters. So that's really nicely addressed right there by the Hellborn team. Whereas Team Legion, they have banned out the Kraken, Insane Suicide, Torturer is a good support, so it's nicely to see that off that route. Ban Solstice actually coming out for the Hellborn team. Not really sure about that, but I have seen a couple of Solstice plays in this MSHL, which did not kind of work out well. But due to the fact that Solstice jungle is really slow, so there are a couple of good jungles for that. Because looking at Legion team, if they are actually going to go for a jungle hero, there is not much jungle heroes left on the board. So Solstice is a good ban for that. Dampier is going to be the next one to be banned out by the Legion team. Good burst hero, good mid lane hero, so they will not have that to work with. And last but not least, we have the Moon Queen. So at least out of these 6 bans, we do see a single carry that's actually being banned out right there.
Yeah, pretty good stuff there. Mainly utility heroes being thrown away, as well as the fact that Solstice, like I nicely mentioned, is one of the very good jungler that can actually come into play here. Of course, like you said, it's not very fast, but still is quite a good potential. That's it, Empal, great support hero. Rally, pretty solid mid lane, can even go suicide. It's really up to what the team wants here so far. I would say for sure Rhapsody's gonna play support along with one of the carry which they have not picked just yet. Rally, I would expect it to mid lane. Sir Bennington probably going to take the offlane there for Team Hellborn. Whereas for Team Gsea, no idea what that whole acronym is going to mean, but I think GC means Garena C. And they have a GM there, by the way, so nice joke. We have Corrupted Disciple, and it's been so long since I've seen Corrupted Disciple being drafted into games like this.
Oh wow, GC stands for Seafood Gaming. Wow, okay.
Seafood Gaming.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna have to root with these guys right now, man. This is just really good stuff. Yeah, but
so you can't.
Yep, no Kraken there, exactly. They got banned out for that one. So Bushrak gonna finish up the lineup here for Team Hellborn. Legion side carry probably gonna be Corrupted Disciple. Chrono's gonna take the offlane. MOA probably gonna play support. Mid lane Magmus as well as the spot Empath there. But do note that Hellborn's rolling with a bit of a jungle, and we are actually going into remake because GM Gory is not gonna represent Team GC here. And this is part of the plan, really, guys. Don't freak out there. By the way, I don't know, man, but as a caster, I really hate it when people have IGNs like this.
No.
Nyok, and it's you. I don't even know how you're gonna try and cast, so probably gonna call it
Let's just
Corrupted
call it as
Disciple.
Empath, Corrupted, and
No, yeah, that's the thing. I
MOA
hate
arms.
it. I'd like to
MOA
give the
arms.
player, I like to give the player some recognition along the way, like calling out the IGN while they're making a big play. Unfortunately, when you name yourself something like TSK, I'm just gonna call you TSK, man. And I hope that's fine. But anyway, so finally, game resume. Yes, finally, good to go. And both sides now effectively can see that Legion team is gonna try and proceed with a little bit of a defensive maneuver here, but only 2 of them, probably because they know that Hellborn team's not gonna try and do some aggressive deward function or warding function. As for Legion team, they are also gonna rotate a little bit. So dual mid probably with double stunners. Daz there on the MOA as well as Washer onto the Magmus. And for Hellborn team, they are just not laned up just yet, so we're just gonna wait to see how that's gonna be like. I would expect dual mid here, but that means that Bushrak is gonna be kind of isolated top lane. But if you look at the draft here, it's still kind of okay for Bushrak to solo the top lane. There is not much form of aggressive play coming from Legion team just yet.
Yep, it's really nicely said and done. There is a dual mid, and then Bushwhack would be soloing top lane, like I nicely said, and then the solo Bennington bottom. That's really good stuff for the Hellborn team. It is really clear cut. So for the middle, it's actually going to be a Magnus and a Master of Arms. So yes, it is really good stuff. Good stuns coming out, but the real problem is they do not have that burst to actually take down a rally. So that would be it. So probably would turn out into a farm fest. What is it? But bottom lane actually, the Empath already putting a lot of pressure onto this Sir Bennington despite having the stout shield or something like Iron Buckler. So I'm guessing it's Corrupted Disciple would be getting a couple of Disciple. Oh, that's really nice there. Wow. Corrupted Disciple actually using that damage sucker. Wow, I forgot what the skill's called. Corrupted Conduit, the Conduit right there. Yep. So Bennington will not have a field trip.
Yeah, it's not gonna have a good day here for Bennington. Probably in a little bit of a trouble already, seeing how that there are 2 range heroes down in the bottom lane there. And meanwhile, mid lane we have also Magmus here as well as this Master of Arms. And they are also dual stunners, so it's kind of scary when you have so much stun potential come from the Legion team. Meanwhile, Kronos up north is just, after all, a melee hero up against that of Bushwhack. So I don't see how the early game is going to go completely in favor for Team Hellborn.
First, for the top lane actually, Bushwhack is having a kind of a good time for himself. Already 184 versus a Kronos. He is after all a little bit tanky for himself, so he is able to stand his ground for now. So not doing too bad himself. He's actually doing better than this empty chin on this Bushwhack. Wow. But the fact that it is after all a rage versus melee, it does come naturally that Bushwhack should be able to dominate this lane, but we will actually get back into that mid lane actually. I would say Master Rock doing a great job in trying to actually just give Magnus the amount of harm that he needs. Probably look into an early portal key and then get a couple of ganks going. So for Rally, actually on the other hand, he is kind of being taxed out a little bit by this Master Round, and I believe that Magnus should actually put 1 point. Oh wow, the stun's actually coming in on this Magnus. Rally's compelled actually going to get it onto the. Oops, not Rally's compelled. Yeah, Magnus actually getting really low. Slow's actually going to be enough. Is he going to go down? Yes, he will. So Rally's actually getting really low, but he does get a Bloodlust off the Magnus. So this really good stuff coming from Kido. Kido actually gets the Bloodlust and boosting his GPM all the way to 335. I'm not sure what's happening right there. Magnus kind of overextended a little bit and down he goes.
Yeah, well, he actually could have ran away, I feel. But a bit of a panic moment there. He was just standing still for a slight second, and that's enough to cause his death. That's a top lane. Kronos going to try and take on Bushwhack. But Bushwhack, being a little bit rangy, is actually a level 4 already. So I really don't see how Kronos is going to have a good day against this Bushwhack. See, all the harassment going to happen there. Meanwhile, bottom lane, it's kind of like the same old story as well, where you have Bensington just in a bit of a pinch position. And so far, everything looks kind of okay for both teams. Still too early to call up any form of lead just yet. And it's just really surprising to see how dual stun in mid lane can actually fail both Magnus as well as that of the MOA.
Yep, because knowing the fact that, like I said, the Legion team, they do have the disables, but they do not have that damage output. The Rally is way too tanky, and you can't get a kill onto the Rhapsody because Rally's compelled, which is, well, compel her in safety. So, stun's actually going to come out onto Rally. Nice charge shot's going to be landed there, but look at the damage. There is no damage at all onto this Rally. Rally just nicely compels out of there, and away he goes. So there's no way to bring him down unless, you know, sufficient harassment actually does come up onto this Rally in the beginning. So Bottle actually comes up and a double damage rune onto Kido. So that's something you do not want to mess around with. If you get compelled, he's going to whack you. The Kingdom Come, and do know that his battle experience does ignore a portion of your armor. He will be wrecking havoc with the double damage rune.
Yep, pretty good stuff there. Meanwhile, 0-1 so far, still looking at the GPM chart, you can tell that Tempest is having a pretty good time here in jungle. And Rally mid lane 305 GPM, pretty decent as well. So Invasion clearly has got a bit of a good lead in the early game, except for Bennington, who is actually just kind of behind. So they have a bit of a tri-core strategy going into this game here. And for Team Legion side, it's kind of like the same story as well. Kronos going to try and pick on a little bit onto the Bushwhack. Bushwhack going to pop the health potion and will be okay. So Link here is probably going to be in a bit of a spot, but looking at regeneration, amounts of potion left in both sides, I'll still say that Kronos have a slight advantage. And bottom lane, clearly, it seems like Corrupted Disciple, with the help of Empath, will be able to control that of Sir Bensington.
Yep, do know one thing though, that despite the fact that yes, it's both solos, a solo melee hero gets more experience than a solo range. So that's pretty good stuff for Kronos, despite the fact that he is after all going up against Empty Chain, which I believe he should be putting more harassment onto this Kronos, but I'm not sure why that, you know, this Kronos is still sitting above half HP. That should not be the case. So kind of questionable moment right there. We do see Kronos actually hitting level 6 way earlier than the Bushwhack. And nonetheless, a level 6 Kronos is still much more deadly than a level 6 Bushwhack.
Well, in the first place, Bushwhack was kind of okay, level 4 against Kronos level 3, and all of a sudden Kronos just spiraled a little bit on control. But if you look at CS, both of them are actually kind of okay. Bushwhack with slightly higher amount of deny, 26 CS as well, and Kronos with 23 CS for crypt deny. It doesn't seem like too big a problem. The real problem if you look at the charts right now, is actually Corrupted Disciple with 31 CS. So CD is just, yep, I know, sharing EXP with Empath, but that's not that much of a problem. But that's it. Mid lane, there goes the stun from Magnus onto Rhapsody. Rhapsody not able to do much of anything there. And the ward does go down, so they will be able to have a bit of an uphill vision against Team Legion. And meanwhile, bottom lane also having a bit of a trouble. As Sebastian going to try and run off there, but it's not going to happen. A nice wall is going to try and block it. The last hit from the CD going to make sure that he writes no more and takes off. Was that a cow or was that a dinosaur? Yeah.
That was a beaver.
That's a beaver? No, the beaver riding what? What's it riding?
Okay, I have to get back to you on that. So.
That's a real HoN question for you guys out there. That's a real question. What is Bensington riding? But that's it. Fort's gonna be used here. Top lane push coming from this Tempest as well as Bushrak on the top lane, and Chrono's gonna be here. Level 6 already, sufficient for a Chronosphere as well as a little bit of a good Chronosphere as well as a good deny on the defense tower. But does he have the ability to pull that off? That's the question. Tampa's going to try and pull on some harass there as well. And Bushrak going to move into position. And yeah, there we go. And the deny doesn't happen there. What a waste of ulti that is. Chrono's going to try and knock on Bushrak. Bushrak now is effectively not able to pick up the kill here. So, Chronos without Chronosphere. Not that big a deal.
Chronos without a Chronosphere is just a sphere. A sad sphere. But anyway, the tower does go down in favor of the Hellborn team, and they are actually going to continue their aggression. So top lane element
Compel, Bensington goes in, and bottom lane, CD a little bit of trouble. The hasted Kiddo still wants a little bit more action there, and unfortunately the stun is not going to break here, so Kiddo will try and run it, but nope, it's not going to be enough. Meanwhile, backup going to come here in the form of Team Legion, and Kronos just jumps in like that. Cypher completely misplaying here. He should not stay after his teammate took the fall there. It's like he's just been completely greedy and wants to go Yong on the guy who is called Yong.
Yeah, so it's really weird that this team fight is actually turning out really well for the Legion side so far. We are looking at 8 minutes into the game and the Legion is in the lead by 1 kill. But do know the top tower is actually going down in favor for the Hellborn, and it does go down. So both towers down in a matter of seconds, and they are now in a really tight pinch in terms of, well, outer range vision. So actually Corrupted Disciple comes in, puts up that wave, what's wave is called? Yeah, it's the electric tide to try to kill some of the replicates, and he does so successfully. But this Bushwhack is already at level 7. I'm guessing that he will have his Energizer pretty soon, and the fact that he is after the main carry, I do believe he does have his item actually coming up really soon in this game.
Well, it's a bit of a mistake. Magma should have rotated to the top lane. Now, allowing Invasion 2 towers in under 2 minutes is exactly like you're allowing 5 golds in under 25 minutes. It's exactly the same feeling, and right now, 3k gold advantage for Team Hellborn. It's not a lot, but for the early game, it is actually quite a mouthful there. And for Team Legion, they just lack the rotation, they just lack the synergy. They were kind of like, you know what, we're gonna have to save bottom lane, but they cannot really even save someone there. So 2-for-1 exchange for 2 towers. Obviously, it's pretty clear that Hellborn team has a good lead into this game so far.
Yep, understandable. Alright, let's rotate back to the, let's just not rotate back. Let's just take a look at the GPM charts. We are looking at the empty chain onto his favorite Bushwhack. He is sitting at 360 gold per minute. Like I said, that's where his real items are going to be coming in. So he's actually not going to go for that Energizer route. He's actually going for the Whispering Helm. So that's going to provide him more survivability.
Mid lane Magnus, a little bit of trouble, and what a nice clutch save that is from the MOA. He just nicely jetted the rally away while he was using the Seismic Slam.
That's pretty nice play. Well, I actually just caught it just in time as well. So good catch by there. So yeah, like I said, there's a lot of action going on despite just hitting 10 minutes in. But a little bit of a lead, gold lead actually in favor for the Hellborn team, despite the fact that Legion does have the lead in kills. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
yeah, pretty good stuff.
The fact that Tempest is the jungle hero of choice itself, so that's where he's actually getting most of his farm. I'm not sure he's gonna rush for his early portal key, but we might look at something happening in the bottom lane. Kronos has to be a little bit careful right there because Tempest is in. Oh, yep.
Yep, he gets the stun off. Tempest probably gonna do the same as well. And
okay,
he's just gonna crush the deep body.
But it was kind of early. But meanwhile, actually, the aggression is not over. The Magmas actually lets us stun onto the Rally. Would Rally actually makes an escape? He should be able to. Look how tanky it is. He had the Legion team has no form of burst onto this Rally, and he's just gonna walk out of there like, hi, I'm boss. You can't do shit against me. So bottom tower would be nicely packed up by this Hellborn team, and it will nicely look to go down. So I don't think Legion has any way to stop this.
Yeah, don't see how they can do anything against it. They're gonna try and put forth a bit of a mid lane push by themselves. All three of them gonna be there. We got Empalp level 6, level 7 Magmas, and level 5 MOA. They are able to do a bit of a harass here, but we also see Rally just trying to come to meet to try and save the day, or tower in fact. And still no pot whatsoever to come in and help out a little bit. Magma is going to try and make sure that there are no further harassments from the rest of Team Hellborn by just standing so aggressively in front. And bottom lane going to go down. Do they have TP? I think that Tempest doesn't have TP. Neither does Bennington does have one. Rhapsody as well. So if they want to save the mid lane, there will be 3 heroes there very quickly. And it's going to be up to Kido to try and buy some time for the rest of the team to come and port in here. But I think that they are not pushing fast enough for Team Legion. So actually no TP is required. They can just walk up there.
Like I said, man, it's just about the damage output. They are not in any way, you know, early game heroes. They need the farm. But whoa, wait, with that said, whoa, Benzing actually gets caught up. But you know what? Tempest actually gets Lava Surge. Like, nice sidestep by coming up by Magmas. Magmas will actually get the Glacial Blast walking into the. Oh, he will not actually. Lazlo actually gets him, but nice Elemental Void. But Rhapsody ultimate's gonna get caught with Chronos. Chronos actually be safe. Chronos will puts down, and Tempest will not actually get any damage. This Chronos is in a lot of trouble. Lancelot actually doing a lot of work there, and Kid gets into the fray, and Pendexite goes away with a double tap. This is what I call the biggest backfire of the century.
Yeah, well, it's still a very good plan. You can see that the Chronos there was able to put off the Chronos field. It's not really very effective. Meanwhile, Tempest with the Elemental Void, good placement. Unfortunately, it is well, it's really more like Legion team misplayed rather than Hellborn team just milking on the good mistakes there that they did. So I would say for sure that both teams can improve their engagement sense by a lot. Rhapsody popping the Protective Melody at a time where Tempest was putting forth his ultimate. That's complete waste, I feel. It does negate damage for Tempest, but really Tempest is just, you know, needing to pull off the ulti. Meanwhile, while I was just doing the analysis there, we got Empalp taking the fall, and a mid lane push coming from Team Hellborn. So tier 1 probably going to take the fall very quickly. Magma's going to be here in the flip side. Magma's going to channel his Eruption. Eruption going to be cooking us something really good. No Chronos ultimate whatsoever, but there goes Tempest. Is going to take the fall first, it seems. Benzington going to try and jump up and come back down here, gonna deal a bit of damage. CD goes down as well, and Benzington gonna take the fall. Magma's gonna try and run away here, but here comes Bushwhack to whack his bush, and he takes the fall as well. So we have a bit of a 2-4-3 exchange, and 9k goal lead for Team Invasion.
This is not looking good at all for the Legion team. They are not taking the best of team fight, and they are getting bursted down way too fast. Look at that Rally. Rally actually gets away with just a slight pinch of HP. So that is not really good for in terms of well, the leads for Gsea, because they are already down by 5 kills, only 13 minutes into the game. Goal lead by about 10k, and that's not really good, just because the fact that, yeah, we do have a carry, we have a Chronos, we have a Corrupted Disciple, but that is no means anywhere close in having a heavily farmed Bushwhack, as well as, you know, super crowd control by Rally, as well as the Tempest. And look at Bushwhack, he actually completes his Energizer, wow. So choosing to go for his Whispering Helm and then an Energizer gives him so much more viability in terms of just, well, just kiting his enemies to Kingdom Come. He is, after all, just sitting at 400 gold per minute, does not need to participate in a lot of kills, just needs to get the farm, and the momentum is slowly swinging into Invasion Esports' favor.
I have no idea what Cypher is trying to do there. He's just nicely trying to charge up his, you know, a little bit of a joust there, but that's not gonna be okay. That's a mid lane Rally, completely invisible. Magmas takes the first initiation on Rhapsody. Rhapsody gonna try to get the full here, and a compel's gonna happen. Rhapsody will still go down. Rally gonna try and bail out there. Here comes Cypher, but he misses everything by a huge mile. And Empath gonna probably take the fall. There is no support whatsoever. MOA ultis the wrong guy. Effectively, Magmas gets to run away or not. Benzington comes in from the sky, and it's like you can run away, but you can never run from heaven. And there goes Magmas, take a little bit of the heating. He will definitely go down as well. So 12 for 6er, 11k. It's really like a 7-1 goal.
7-1 goal, I agree. But a bad reference that was. It does. I mean, Rhapsody does go down, but for a Magnus and an Empath, they will take that any day, because right now aggression will be put onto this middle tower for the Legion team, and do note that, you know, the momentum, like I said, they are just losing because the fact that the Legion team did not execute what they really needed in the early game, which is, well, the Corrupted Disciple factor. For a Corrupted Disciple draft, I am just really surprised that he was not drafted in the middle lane, because, you know, he scales in terms of levels. he needs his conduit. He needs his electric type. This is it goes way back to the old days where Corrupted Disciple just was the main damage basher. He does not need items. He only needs survivability. But the fact that they put him as the main carry farmer, it kind of does impact. I don't know.
Yeah, I hate that Helm of the Black Legion on CD at this time because effectively that's not going to save him. And here comes a jump on Empath. Empath probably going to take the fall. There is no support, but Chronos Field going to be used here. Empath probably going to be safe or not. Rhapsody going to sing a song that nobody can understand. Meanwhile, people are just dropping, and that's a three-man hole. Element of Void coming from the Tempest. That has completely cooked up the seafood there for everyone. And Seafood Gaming not going to have any seafood for today. Invasion going to invade their land.
Wow, you see the lion stun, man. The lion stun just catches 2 people on the way. I guess this is GG real soon for the Invasion team. That was just insane team fight coming out for Team Invasion. Like I said, man, their synergy is just there. They pick their heroes, they make sure they execute it, and they make sure they do it well. That's I mean, that's the power of Invasion. We have seen a lot of other teams. The problem is they do not do
They
very
execute
well.
and they execute it very well. That's it, and Empath takes the fall. Well done. Just wanted to say that they're gonna jump on Empath before you were going on the execution, but
I see that. I mean, I do see that. I mean, that's the point. They see a chance, they jump on it, like literally jump. And it goes down. Magma's actually looking for it. Lava Surge hits only onto Benzington. Will Benzington actually take the fall? No, Kronos comes in and he will be putting aggression. Benzington gets a 2-man stun. He will get away safely because of that mechanism by Tempest. And now Legion team is back on the fall. Actually, Magma's going back on the back foot stun to Bushwhack. There is no charge shot coming up from Master Alarm, and Bushwhack just nicely sidestep. Wow, here comes Benzington, who actually takes down the Magmas, but at what cost he does fall. So I think Sigma doing a little bit of heaven, like you said, you can't run from heaven, but I don't think you can run from the Legion Gate either.
yeah, it's like Benzino was like, you know what, don't run from me, but I don't want to live anymore. I'm just gonna jump in and feed as well. So don't really see that as a good exchange, seeing how he killed a Magmas. So Magmas, yeah, you know what? They're just trying to control Magmas because Magmas plays a huge part in defense, specifically when he has that portal key. So now he doesn't even have the money to buy himself a nice little escape mechanism. I think he needs to, try and survive. So the problem here is that Legion team, they don't have the farm. If you look at the GPM chart, they are all so low. In fact, the support player of Team Invasion, which is just nicely the Rhapsody there, is at about the same level of farm as the Corrupted Disciple. So when you concede so many gold in the early game, I mean towers by the way, you just don't expect to come back in the second half. So now it's like 18 minutes, 19 is the 7, 19k goal lead. They are really just so rich that they can probably buy 2 versions of yourself here for Seafood Gaming. And Gsea, what they can do now is effectively try and group up. They need items on CD, they need Magnus to get a portal key. Until he gets portal key, there is no saving grace for this team.
I won't say there's even saving grace. There is no initiation. And if they don't have the initiation, there is no kills. That's how the game goes. So Magnus is just really far up. So even taking the triple stacks, just all for that Magnus, they want him to get the portal key. They need him actually to get the portal key. Looking at Kronos, Kronos is a little bit of a pinch himself. He is kind of lost in his own item picking decisions, I would say. He is only sitting at his life tube and his Birth of the Swift for almost 5 minutes into the game. Corrupted Disciple has his helm. Yes, he has the bottom farm, but there is no point in going into the safe lane and farming for defensive items, which makes no sense. So with that said, he actually does compensate a lot in damage output, which is why they have been losing a lot in team fights. And the fact that for Hellborn, you look at Bushwhack, he has his Searing Light already completed. That's more DPS. He does not need survivability. He just needs his DPS, and that has been paying off a lot for the Hellborn team.
I mean, when you go into team fight against Invasion at a time like this, you don't really have the space to go and zoom in on the Bushwhack. Effectively, he's just going to be hiding in some corner, and on the flip side, everyone else is probably going to try and zoom in on the Tempest. If not, probably going to try and pick off Kiddo. Rhapsody is also a huge ass harassment there. He can probably put off the Protective Melody, something that you definitely want to try and address early game. So with all that said and done, you really don't have the time to go in for Bushwhack. That's why he doesn't really need to try and proof off any form of protective mechanic so far. And Kiddo probably gonna get caught out here, but both skills from Empath already used up, unless Kiddo does something really stupid like diving into a 5-man team fight by himself, which is not, which is something that he has done before. So, yeah, here comes the backup. So, Bushwhack jumps in, Rally goes in, nice spot to hit. Kronos Field gonna be used as well. This is a nice lockdown, but where is the team? There is no Magmas in his vicinity. He's not gonna jump in. Meanwhile, there goes the Elemental Void. Nice cancellation by Magmas. Magmas trying to cook something there, but gets cancelled. What a waste. Now Rhapsody gonna take up a little bit of a fall here as well. He just sing a song again. Probably gonna try and pick up the kill there, and Kronos goes down as well, but CD picks up the kill on Rhapsody. Rhapsody now gonna try and sing a song from the skies, but not gonna do much of anything. Benzi then goes in for Reverse Stun, trying to bait away the rest of this aggression. But here comes Bushrak with just a little bit of a teen slice of HP there. He's gonna try and deal up some harassment. And meanwhile, it's a good cleanup. Nice damage. Benzi then tanking up almost everything. Magma's probably gonna hide there. Nice stun as well. CD still alive somehow. And Keto now gonna try to run away. Yep, he has got no stun. Don't worry, you are just gonna be alright. So, that's it. It's a 3-4-3 exchange. Not so bad.
Not so bad at all. I'm really surprised at the execution from GC. A lot of errors actually for coming out from the Hellborn team. You know, the questionable Tempest ultimate, which was immediately cancelled by that lava surge. It was really good stuff by Magnus right there. So even Maozai, by playing the Rhapsody, puts out that protective melody, but after not protecting anyone at all, not even the melody to begin with. So it's 3-4-3. It is good. I mean, in terms of an even exchange, but by no means they are still anywhere close in closing the gap. See what I did there? Closing the gap in terms of lead. So Corrupted Disciple, yep, he has his glowstone actually. Wow. So working towards his own Staff of the Master, it is a really good item in terms of just cutting enemies down, as well as hitting towers. I'm not sure. Does it hit towers? Wait, I could be wrong, but yeah, just saying. So
what are you talking about? What hits
Corrupted Disciple's ultimate, because
no, it doesn't.
Does not. Okay, because yeah, in Dota it does. Just saying.
But okay, yeah, well, it's different. Anyway, here comes the jump on, and there goes the light from heaven, and very nice stun there from Bennington, but probably gonna take down Dasvis. Das goes down. Kido gonna try and go a little bit of a man mode right now. Grab the Disciple. You don't want to be here. What are you doing there, son? Try and run away. Empath builds in, tries to give a little bit of extra speed there. CD still a little bit confused. The direction is not right. You want to hit home right now. There we go. Meanwhile, Chrono is gonna try and pull forward a little bit of a long walk off the top lane. He doesn't have any items, you know. Does Kronos just decided to give up on life? He doesn't have anything at all.
I don't know, man. He just completed his steamboats, and let's just start from a little bit. My Master of Arms does take the fall. Corrupted Disciple poking out his electric cut a little bit, puts a little damage onto Tempest. Tempest is important because ports out of there. As well, Legion team, they do have sufficient vision right there, and Elbow team actually just looks a nice beat back off and steal a couple of Legion camps, which is pretty good stuff. And we're looking at the Bushwhack actually doing a little bit of his own triple stack camps for himself. So he's sitting at level 15, way higher than anyone else in the game. He's sitting at 500 gold per minute. I'm not really surprised if he does complete his, I guess, either a Savage Maze or even criticals. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, love the crits, it's so good. It looks fantastic. The damage appears in red as well, I believe. Yep, there we go. So, just for the aesthetic purposes, probably want to go and pick up some Reef Shards whatsoever. They're gonna try and take down the big ass ape right now in the mid lane. A little bit of a change in anger for this Kongor pit, by the way, for you guys who are from the old school HoN. And definitely still, I like the old Kongor. This looks like it's a big ass baby, and there, down it goes. So, Bensington doesn't know there are Ravwat's there gonna spot up Bensington. Silver probably in a bit of a trouble here. And the stun goes down. Bensington still doesn't know what to do. He goes back to having a nice protecting melody, completely wasted as well. And Bensington now a little bit trouble. Chronos Field catches 4 members. Great synergy there. And meanwhile, Bushrak gonna try and deal a little bit of extra revenge damage here. Chronos probably gonna die there. And yes, good LT, but Magma's a tad too slow. He finally gets the portal key, goes in a little bit slow as well. Bushrak probably gonna die. Steam Buff not gonna do much of anything there. And speaking about dying there, everyone from Legion team is dead except for Magmas here. Magma's gonna try and run away. Tampa's gonna spot him out. Nice stun from Magmas. He is also gonna pot away. So yes, finally he gets portal key, but where was he when there was a 4-man big Chronos? Yep,
4-man big Chronos indeed, but after all, it did came a little bit too late. So even Bushwhack, he did not fall. He was just regenerating his health like no tomorrow, and his token is still up. Do note that all the resources was wasted trying to take down this Bushwhack, and it did not pay off. So he is sitting with 4,000 gold in bank. I have no idea how Legion can get bank.
Oh, nice pick off there, Magmas. Yep.
I would say, man, let's let me take just bushwhack. There's just no way. Can you now look? Energizer actually coming out. I don't think it's anywhere close. Reggie catching them right. Corrupted Disciple gets slowed by that crippling dart. And I don't see Magmas coming. Nice portal key with the stun, and they do expire that token on it. But that what caused the Chronos actually behind, taking a lot of damage. Seismic Slam brings him down. Tempest hiding in the background. Loose spots on the Magnus, and in the midst of that period, actually bending the cows falling from heaven. Smiling kills that Corrupted Disciple. He gets that MOA ulti, but that doesn't really matter right now. MOA himself in a little bit of pain. Even a single black hole was used onto a single MOA of armor. What value was that?
Yep, so pretty good Tempest Elemental Void there being used on one guy, and now all 5 members of Team Hellborn probably gonna try and completely erase this Legion base off the map. 29k goal lead looks completely ridiculous, and Kido is not even affected by that lava surge there coming from the Magnus. So, yeah, this is just complete steamroll.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, there's nothing left to say. Like, look at the lead. The lead is already insane. The gold lead, the experience lead, the level. But here comes the Chronos ultimate actually catching onto Tempest. Chronos actually turning deal, but Tempest is not budging. Even Empath gets into the Magnus. Magnus is chasing up onto this Tempest. Why is that start? Lava Surge finally just comes out, and down goes Pendexai. At long least he does go down, but after all, at what cost? As what Rachel said, they do lose the mid Raxus, and they have lost a couple of deaths by themselves. So no buybacks used for both teams yet, but I don't see the need for any of those because the momentum is just strongly in the favor of Team Invasion Esports.
Yeah, well, Invasion probably really just having a really happy game here. It's kind of good. Oh, meanwhile, Magmas cooks up Eruption, tries to boil the Bushwhack. Bushwhack effectively doesn't have much of a support. Rhapsody comes in. Rhapsody needs to go in and sing the song right now, but not going to do that. Bushwhack's still alive somehow because of the lifesteal mechanic. He will be able to just jet out of there. Pretty nicely done. Meanwhile, Magmas thought no one could see him, but apparently he thought wrong. So that's it. 31k goal lead. Xeno, this is completely over.
Yep, man. This 33 kills lead. Like I said, in terms of experience, the veterans, the Hellborn team is just way out. I mean, no, Legion team is just way out of the league for Gsea over here, being the underdogs here. I would say they have put up a good fight. A couple of questionable team fights, but all that said and done, I guess this game will officially go to Team Hellborn, which is Invasion Esports, at least for the first game. I do know, guys, that this is still the first game of the day. We'll look at round robin's table and just pray for the best for the second game, I guess.
Yeah, but if you have to resort to praying, probably doesn't say a lot right there, but that's
Sure.
12-33 right there, and CD. I mean, the rest of Team Seafood Gaming, really, they are just kind of dysfunctional, I feel. Magmas finally being able to just pick up that portal key a little bit later, but still, you can tell that the team fight synergy isn't there. Surprising to see CD picking up the stuff of the Master first. I would say that gives a lot of extra bursty damage from his ultimate, which is supercharged, by the way. So, I don't know, man. Do you like that stuff of the Master?
In this situation, no. Just because it just nerfs a lot of his direct damage output. But do note that he has his conduit. So conduit is a thing just to boost his main damage. But anyway, Magma's actually just portal keying out of that zone just in case. Campos actually in range, but he do note that his Elemental Void is not on cooldown. So Legion team has to take note of that. We have all 5, not all 5, yeah, about 4.5, now officially 5, of the Hellborn team congregating in the top lane. We're looking to make this happen.
Oh, Kronos jumps in, and it's a 3-man Kronos who finally the combo goes down. Magnus goes in, cooks nothing at all. Meanwhile, from heaven again, Bangton is going to come in, and Rhapsody just going to sink behind line there. And CD now going to be by himself, probably going to take the fall. He goes down as well, and there goes the Elemental Void. So, yep, it's a counter ultimate coming out from Team Hellborn. And all that's left again is Magmas. Magmas should be ashamed. He should die right here, just so that he can join the rest of his team in hell. But that's it. Yep, there we go. It's a complete 5-man genocide.
Yeah, man, Magnus joining them in hell himself. He was forced from hell. His lava surge and everything, and down he goes back. And GG well played for both teams there. The game number 1 does go to Invasion Esports, and wow, like I said, that was